Today is January 24th, 2026. It is 6:39 a.m. This is video number 3. This video, we're gonna focus a little bit. I have four tweets about some politics. All right, so let's just go and tackle it because I want to listen to it. First tweet. This is from Dr. Shola. Hitler on a board of peace over Jewish Holocaust survivors after murdering 6 million of them would be insane and an insult of monstrous proportions, but it's okay for the mastermind of Zionist Holocaust on Palestinians to sit on a board over Palestinians. This is an outrage. This board of colonizers, board of Zionist supremacists, board of war criminals, board of white supremacy must be abolished now. Only Palestinians should determine what happens to them and their land. All right, so let's see here. It's 3 minutes.
Oh my God, these people are wicked. What do you mean that Benjamin Netanyahu will sit on this Gaza board of peace? The originator, perpetrator, instigator of the Zionist Holocaust on Palestinians will now sit on the board to determine what happens to Palestinians and their land, Gaza.
Whatever is happening in Palestine, Haitian needs to pay attention to it, okay? We're not there yet. But from what I see happening, many people could come after me, Haitian could come after me and said, I don't know what I'm talking about. I may not know every political issues that's going on in Haiti, but from what I have seen from other places, the pretense of things, they show you one thing, and then on another branch they're creating chaos, and then another branch they're covering all of their bases, similar what I've usually say about the UK, to keep people confused, fighting for one thing, meanwhile they're doing something else. Haitian needs to pay very close attention, not only to their own homeland, what is happening, but also how they're turning Palestine to whatever they have in mind. Because I remember, okay, I know I paused, I'm going to start talking now. My ranting. I remember in the middle of President Biden's presidency, where, they were doing the destruction in Palestine and things like that. Something happened. I was watching a YouTube video and I saw a commercial that's highlighting somewhere in the Middle East, either Israel or Palestine, a futuristic kind of thing. And I was like, what? Is this the vision that they have for Palestine? I probably saw that commercial maybe twice and then never seen it again. So there was something that was happening where they thought they got the hang of it. And then they were starting to tell people to come and visit Israel and all of that. And then they stopped. When they realized certain things need to change first before they could start promoting it. And then I never see that commercial ever again. It was on YouTube. But people need to pay attention. Haitian needs to pay attention to the steps that's happening in Palestine. And I've also said in the US, not too long ago, what Trump was doing. And I said, this is the same exact step they were doing to the Palestinian before they burn it down to the ground, where the young people were sitting on, squares, wherever they congregate, where they meet up to just chat, being young people. There were videos going out where people, I don't know if they're Israel, whoever they were all in black, pushing those young people, shoving them, instigate them to move out of the square, pushing them, kicking them. And then there were stores in Palestine. They're breaking the glass, going in there, creating chaos for the Palestinian to retaliate. They never had that. And then they create that party. I think it was all orchestrated. with the how do you call this? What not terrorists, where they take those people hostage. That's the word, hostage. And then they made a huge long narrative about hostage. They release some. When you think they're done with the hostage, another thing start happening again, another group of hostage. I'm telling you, these people, they are monsters. They are monsters. Haitians, Americans as well need to pay attention to what's going on. They already show. I have said in past video, that lady, something good, the white lady that they shot in the face, should open every American's eyes to put a stop to what's happening, because they do not care. They do not care about people. It's the same group of people who did the Holocaust, okay? They just switched the name. It's the same group. When they realize that they're gonna be pinpoint, they're gonna identify them, they morph into something else. It's the same group. They're just using countries and they're hijacking other countries to do their dirty thing. First, they started with Germany, okay? Because before that, what I read, there were Germans who were fine with Jews. They were fine with dark-skinned people. There's a video that I have on PYTE that Black German was explaining her situation being in Germany. It's an old video. I came across it and I decided to share it with you. Okay? So all the original people were fine. But when these monsters, those evil people, decided to do their nonsense, they hijacked certain countries to do the things that they did. Now, what they're gonna do now, they're gonna turn Palestine to their headquarters. They already have, oh my God, let me just start all over. You just have to read between the lines. They're not gonna come out and tell you, this is my plan, this is what I'm gonna do, and this and that. Yes, some part of it might be true, but there's things in between they're not filling you in. How are they gonna get from point A to point Z to get to their goal? Whose neck they're gonna stand on to get to their goal? Are you gonna be part of that? Okay, so let's listen. I'm starting all over.
Oh my God, these people are wicked. What do you mean that Benjamin Netanyahu will sit on this Gaza board of peace? The originator, perpetrator, instigator of the Zionist Holocaust on Palestinians will now sit on the board to determine what happens to Palestinians and their land, Gaza. After he just spent the last 2 years committing the most inhumane war crimes, genocide, starvation, rape, oh my God, dismembering children, men, women, weaponizing food, water, basic human amenities against them. You put him on the freaking board of peace?
So you telling me all of the things that she has said, I didn't highlight them because YouTube refused for me to share those videos. Okay? YouTube refused to let me share those videos. You tell me his action based on what Dr. Shola is saying. Okay? Which I have seen on videos of. They were trucks of going in to bring food to the people. They stop the trucks, throw all the foods on the floor and things like that. They even kill some World Central Kitchen employees when World Central Kitchen told them in advance where they were gonna be. They bombed them anyway. I highlight in one of my videos. You telling me his action is not the same as those neo-Nazis, whatever, the Hitler type of people? They just changed the name. It's the same group. They use the victim of being Jews, okay, as a way to not touch them. We were suffered. They kill our ancestors and this and that. But meanwhile, yes, that happened, the Holocaust and everything. But the perpetrator, to continue who was doing the things, the killing of the Jews, they morph. They took the identity of the Jews to become that and continue the same barbaric, evil act. Okay? Now they move to Palestine. All right?
What the hell? This is like putting Hitler on the board to decide what happens to Holocaust survivors after he has just murdered 6 million of them.
But he is the same group. They just changed the name. Okay? It's the same group.
What in the actual hell? This was never a board of peace. It was always a board of war criminals, a board of colonizers, a board of Zionist supremacists, a board of white supremacists. It's not a board of peace run by Palestinians for Palestinians. It's a board run by white people for white people, run for the benefits and profiteering of the West. This is to ensure there's no accountability or justice for Palestinians. This is to ensure to delegitimize and discredit the Palestinian cause. This is to ensure that the Zionist cause of expansionism is enshrined. This is evil. They're literally rewarding the most evil genocidal political mastermind of our time.
Couple things here. When you look, during my time, when I started maybe taking a peek here and there into politics, young me, when you saw Clinton, president, trying to work a peace deal with Middle East and all of that, each time they come close to have a peace deal, it was a long game for him. He knew that. Each time they tried to do it legally, ethically, something always happened to mess it up. Okay? So when they realize what they really want, they cannot get it, they try, the next step is to frame everyone, every politician, anyone of prominent position who could influence the mind. They entrap all of them. I've been saying this for the longest. The Maxwell Black Book have lists of, business people, actors, politicians, you name it, every walks of life. If you have money, you have a voice, they will entrap you. So it was a long game for him. So while Epstein was doing his thing, entrapping people, this was a model they took from Putin. Okay? And they know those unethical behaviors, things that you should be doing with your wife. They make sure you're doing it with children because they really don't care about people. They don't care who they hurt to get to their goal. They do not care. Whether you're white, black, Hispanic, especially if you're black, they don't care. This is what white Americans need to pay close attention to. And this is what's preventing them from, why ICE is going to neighborhood, disrupting people. It's like a squirrel.
You desired squirrel!
You see? This squirrel type is being physically, you are feeling it physically, mentally, socially, economically. Is a squirrel to not put the Epstein file out because he is holding the key. He wants to continue to get to his goal. So by doing that, holding those names private, those unethical behaviors that those business people you thought you have respect for, people you thought who were above certain things. They have nice houses, they have family, children. You thought their marriages were secure. They are family oriented. Meanwhile, they're using children doing unethical thing, and they capture this stuff they're holding against them. Okay? So to put more pressure on Americans to not pay attention to the Epstein file, to not pressure the government to put it out, they're going to the neighborhoods and doing all of this. They're arresting, citizens. Okay, they even kill one One of their own, a white woman, blue eyes. Now her children don't have a parent. They're living probably with families. If those families are gone, they become orphanage. Okay, and the system. So this is the grip. This is what's going on in America that's preventing politicians to do the right thing. And I hope Texas do the right thing this time. Vote for Crockett, because that other guy, I know he is a Democrat. All Democrats are not the same. I think they put him to say the right thing, to go to Congress and then fall in line again. Now, we are feeling it physically. This is the squirrel, the distraction that they're putting on Americans to not pay attention to politics. Okay? I thought I had to say that. Let's continue with Dr. Shola. I'm not going to start all over.
Who's committed and who is wanted for committing a genocide of epic proportions, a holocaust,
Yeah.
a Zionist holocaust, of leading this Zionist Jewish holocaust on Palestinians. You are rewarding him by giving him power.
But the reason he's able to get that, he's holding the key to all those people who have a say or who's supposed to be on that particular board. He's holding the Epstein thing. Or if Trump doesn't hold it or this and that, this is going to happen. This is a manipulative thing that's going on. And I have to blame the immigrants who came to the U.S., who had the power to vote, the Hispanics, all the other ones, minorities. They make up the other groups of the population in the U.S. that allow this to happen. Meanwhile, African Americans so right through it. So right through it. And YouTube is part of it because they knew what was going to happen and things that I was going to highlight. And they made sure to put the disclaimer not to show these things, or else your videos, your channel is going to be demonetized. They are part of the problem as well. Let's continue.
Over the very people he's been starving, ethnically cleansing, and genociding. Jesus. God.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking.
Wicked. So you are allowing them to carry on with their expansionist plan of making Israel the only state from the river to the freaking sea. Globalizing the Father and globalize it now. This is an insult of epic monstrosity against Palestinians. It is a slap in the face. It is a mockery of the Palestinian cause. It's a power play by oppressors showing off and telling the world this is 1948 again and there's nothing you can do about it. The only people that should determine what happens to and on Palestine are Palestinians. And this must not be determined by foreigners or their enemy Israel. The board of peace must be dismantled and abolished now.
Okay, this is why I say Haitian needs to pay attention to that. Because there was one picture I put. It was somewhere in Haiti, in an office or something. You saw a whole bunch of people. I don't know. I don't think they have a president in Haiti. I don't know what's going on in terms of the politics, literally. Okay? So that's my disclaimer, so you don't come after me. I don't know what I'm talking about. But when you look at the model that been going on around the world, is the same model they're going to try to do in Haiti. In that particular room, someone, I guess, representing Haiti to be whatever position he was there for, and then majority of the rest of the people around the table were white. Who the hell are they to tell Haitians how the country is supposed to be? All right? And then Dominican Republic is helping them as well by caging those Haitians. I came across a video. Maybe I'll share it twice. Let me see if I find it. Where I did not know that Dominican Republic has 3 Independence Day. I never knew that. Let me put it right now, and then I'll get back to my list. All right. And it's good that Dominicans are talking about it, because this is why I say sometimes when you're saying something about a country, don't put all of the people under the same umbrella. So when I saw that video, it gives me a different perspective of Dominican Republic. Okay? Let me share it with you. I'm not gonna go in the comments, okay? We know they're gonna come after Dr. Shola for saying what's really happening, the truth. All right, so this is a video I did plan on putting it for the Haiti's videos that I usually have every Wednesday. So this one I came across, okay? February 27 marks Dominican Republic Independence Day. But if the Dominican had 3 independences, and the first and last were against European colonizer, Spain, why does the white passing political and economic elite elevate the one against Haiti as the official national story? When I came across it, I quickly put it on my list. Not the list for this type of video that I'm doing, but for when I'm talking about Haiti, but I'm sharing it here. So these 2 ladies, okay, saying the facts. All right, so let's listen to this. It's gonna be a screenshot, okay?
There are only 2 countries in Latin America that did not achieve their independence from Spain. That is Panama and the Dominican Republic. Our independence happened from Haiti. We declared what we call an ephemeral independence in 1821. And within a month or so, Haitians occupied our side of the island as well. So we were under Haitian occupation for 22 years, from 1822 until 1844, when we declared independence. But then, for the next 12 years, Haitian armies continued to invade the Dominican Republic, trying to recapture the country. So this is one of the fundamental reasons that perhaps the international community is not aware. There are only 2 countries.
So with this video that was put out, these 2 Dominican women, let me pause first. Oh, this one is pretty long. And they pretty much just taught me a lesson about Dominican Republic I was not aware of. Let's listen. This is 4 minutes.
Happy Dominican Independence Day is what I would say to you all if I actually celebrated it on February 27th, but I don't, and there's a couple of reasons why. You might have been raised with the understanding of February 27th of 1844 as the day that the Dominican Republic gained liberation from Haiti. When I think of Independence Days and liberation, I think of the colonial-colonizer relationship, which did not exist between the Dominican Republic and Haiti. The Dominican Republic is perhaps one of the few, if not the only country that celebrates Independence Day as the day it was liberated from its neighbors, our neighbors, Haiti, rather than our actual colonizers, Spain. And for me as an Afro-Dominican, I can't claim this day as my own. Because while the dominant narrative that many Dominicans like to spew is that Haiti colonized the Dominican Republic and occupied our territory and enforced their rule all over all the land, the reality is that if you were a Black Dominican or just a Black person on the eastern side of the island at the time, the only means of gaining freedom was to unite yourself and ally yourself with other Black people who were fighting for liberation. And at the time, the western side of the island, Haiti, had just gained independence and abolished slavery. And in fact, they were able to help abolish slavery on the eastern side of the island as well, until the French came back to reinstate slavery on the Spanish-speaking side of the island. It was in 1822 that Haiti, led by Jean-Pierre Boyer, was able to liberate the entire island from slavery. The whole island was united as one Hispaniola for the next 22 years. And a united Hispaniola ruled by now free, formerly enslaved people. Conditions for people of color and Black people were significantly better and felt significantly worse for white criollos on the island at the time who were, previously benefiting from the system of slavery there. This narrative of this Haitian occupation or a Haitian imperialism over the Dominican Republic, which wasn't even the Dominican Republic at the time, is rooted in this identification with white criollos or the white elite in the Spanish side of the island. For Black people, the only means of gaining freedom economically, socially, was to align yourselves and fight alongside and organize alongside the Black people on the western side of the island, the Haitians, who had already achieved liberation in some respect. Black people across the island were united and organizing and rebelling together against this European rule. The dominant narrative that the Dominican Republic and the Dominican elite wanted to spread was that this is an occupation, an unjust occupation. The Dominican Republic would eventually return to Spanish rule for several years after that as well. So this day of February 27th of 1844 as Dominican independence wouldn't even be our actual true last moment of independence. Now, many Dominicans might be uncomfortable with this knowledge and say, well, if we can't celebrate our Independence Day on February 27th, then when will we celebrate it? And to that I say Restoration Day, which is August 16th of 1863, and it marks the start of the Restoration War, which was the final fight against the Spanish who had recolonized us from 1861 to 1865. As a Black Dominican, I can't find any pride or solace in celebrating a day that encourages us to look at Haitians, our family on the other side of the island, as others and as our colonizers and oppressors, when in fact they were the reasons that my ancestors were free from enslavement. I much prefer to celebrate the successes of my Black ancestors in liberating themselves from enslavement and joining forces with other Black folks on the island in order to do that. Celebrating February 27th as Dominican Independence Day is proof that our culture is rooted in a fragile understanding of Dominican identity that's only formed in opposition to Haitianness. It's rooted in anti-Haitianism and anti-Blackness and aligns ourselves with the Spanish and white criollos who were looking to oppress the Black folk and the people of color on the eastern side, the Spanish side of the island. So before you go and celebrate Independence Day and post your flag and everything on February 27th, think about what the actual history is behind this date.
She explained it very well. Very well. I try not to interrupt it at all so you could hear her completely explanation. I did not know that they had 3 Independence Day. They ended up using one out of the 3, which was the one where they finally caught they gained it. And I will not be surprised right now. Dominican Republic is probably under Spain right now. The people who, let me see. Let me pause for a second. Something is going in my mind. Let me see. All right, so I asked Google images of Dominican Republic presidents. I wanted to see their complexions. There's this one, okay. Majority of them are light skin. Okay, there's all of these. Let me go into image. They're not showing properly. All right, so there's that. Where is this one? Why they put this flag here? Yeah, the narrative of about Haiti, they just want to make sure Haiti don't give them that freedom. Dominican president was Haitian ex-leader from his country. Yeah, the island Hispaniola was supposed to be one. Okay. I am learning more. Okay, so let's go to the next tweet. What did I have here? Oh, there was one more video here. Another Dominican who's talking about the Dominican independence. I have a different perspective and understanding.
Ever met a Dominican?
Different perspective and understanding of Dominican Republic. I didn't know they have 3 independence. So there's a music in this one because I listened to this already. So the sound might be a little bit disturbing, because I have to put down the music and at the same time you have to listen to what she's saying.
Ever met a Dominican family who celebrated Dominican Independence Day in August instead of February? Well, with this type of family, and I'm going to explain to you why. The Dominican Republic has had 3 independence movements. First independence was against Spain, who pretty much colonized the island, exploited the island for its resources, and wiped out almost all of its indigenous population. The second independence was against Haiti, and this came about because after the island was united as one, Spain started a propaganda campaign against Haiti in order to regain control of the island. It sought to divide us from our brothers in the West, and it tried to convince Dominicans that they were different from Haitians in every way, encouraging them to align themselves with whiteness and with Spain. To this day, if you speak to Dominicans, they will say that Haitians invaded the country, and that this is why they celebrate independence in February. We never speak about the fact that Haiti liberated the whole island from its European oppressors, or condemned Spain for all it did to the country. Our third independence movement is from Spain, who, yes, after all, gains control of the island. Due to its nature, it continues to exploit, and under its rule, the country barely prospers. Dominicans seek independence from Spain once again, and begin its attempts to restore their independence on August 16, 1863, a day known in history as Dominican Restoration Day, or how I know it, Independence Day. Because one has to wonder, if there has been 3 independent movements,
Why don't we celebrate the first one or the last one? For your way, we don't celebrate the one against colonial power. We celebrate the one against Haiti. And to me, it's giving that the anti-blackness, the xenophobia propaganda that was pushed back then still lives in history. I love being Dominican. I love my culture. I love his background. All right. So kudos to those Dominican who's putting the truth out. I did not know that. Okay. So let's see here. This is why I say if you want to understand democracy in Latin America as the oppressed black population, whether they are minority or majority, it's no coincidence that black communities and there's, what is that? This is Brazil, all those other ones, Cuba, Dominican, are largely leftist and socialist, look beyond the white narrative. Okay? The narrative is already put out. Do not take in Haitians. Okay? Haitians, I mean, their history is so rich and powerful. They are turning the entire world against Haitians. Go on my community board. There's something that I posted about what country? Nevis something, saying that they will accept immigrants from other countries except Haitians. So where are Haitians supposed to go? They're already paying people in Haiti to create disturbance, killing Haitians, and then when they go to Dominican Republic, they are, going around the country, putting them in cages and put them in rooms that is so nasty, not sanitized, none of that. They already jailing them. So where are Haitians supposed to go? I can't wait until the world open its eyes and say enough is enough. All right, so that's that. Let's go to the next tweet. What did I have here? It's another video. After listening to Dr. Shola, I had to put that. Maybe I will not highlight this anymore. All right, so let's listen to this here. No lies detected. He said it all and said it well. White activists don't go to the root of the problem, white supremacy. All right, let's listen to this. Screenshot, okay?
While I appreciate all the white activists and all your work fighting ICE and fighting Trump and fighting this white supremacist regime, too often you guys lose sight of what the fuck the problem is. The problem is our white supremacist culture, white people. We are in this mess because the white man and the white woman love white supremacy. That's the only reason that we are all suffering.
I'm listening.
That's why our liberties are going. That's why innocent people are dying in the street, including white people. It's because of the white man's fucked up love of white supremacy. And that is the message that not enough white activists talk about. Go to the fucking root. What is the fucking root of the problem?
Exactly.
White people and their white supremacist bullshit. That's how we got in this fucking mess.
Exactly.
Call it what it is.
Please.
White supremacy and white people.
Yes.
That is why we're under a white supremacist regime. White people are too goddamn racist.
Oh, he went there.
And if they're not perpetrating racism, they're fucking denying it or being silent about it. Apathy. Gaslighting. All fucking day, every goddamn day.
Damn! Didi Stutter, where have you been all my life? Speak on it.
Call it what it is. Until white people fix their fucking bullshit, their racist asses, more people are gonna die. This country's falling apart. You know why we're falling apart?
Tell them.
Because of white people's racism. That old colonial mindset, hierarchy, racial hierarchy. That's why we will never survive as a nation. That's why we're on the verge of World War III, folks. That's why our whole goddamn country's falling apart. Fix white people and we'll fix our fucking country.
Bro!
Okay, like I've said in past videos, I hate saying that in my videos, but I have said them before. We have a small window of opportunity to get it right. Because there was an image. Oh my God, when I start visualize these things, they come clear to me. I see them in images. There's some of them I put it for my members only. Because they were so crazy when I saw them and I had to explain them and document them before I forget them. And I decided to share them with you, only with my members who wants to go that way and that crazy route. We have a small window of opportunity to get it right. So if we don't get it right, we all doomed. And the other thing as well, which I have said, I'm very deeply, honestly, do not like what I see going on. However, because so many people have been blind and empty minds have been filled with devilish thoughts, devilish act, devilish behavior, the country had to go through it. And the other thing that I've said is that the white lady that they shot in the face, as much I do not like her kids to be orphaned without parents. I think the husband had died. I don't know why the husband died, if it natural causes or whatever. But the mom, ICE had killed. In a way, disregard the part where her kids are living without her. That's not the point that I want to make at all. The only point that I want to make out of her death is that it should open people's eyes, white people's eyes, to say these white supremacists, they do not care as long as they get their way. They kill their own. The other thing that I have said, bringing it to America, it's putting it on a pedestal for the world to see, because when it's going on in other countries who doesn't have that same kind of worldwide view when things are happening, I'm sure many things like that have happened in other countries, but I don't hear about it. And of course, there's filters in our medias and all of that. But putting it out there in America, we will let you know what's going on. The rest of the world will see. And like this guy is saying, it's white people's problem. There's racism in every freaking corner of this world. The moment that they see a dark skin, they're already judging you. You're a criminal. You this, you that. And they won't let you in. They're mistreating you. You can't even move freely. Thank God, knock on wood, I never really experienced that. But based on other people's encounter, they don't let people live their lives freely, even though the people are not bothering them. They get into black people's issues to make their lives a living hell and not be able to live freely. So all those people around the world who have that unconscious bias or that little racism within them, it all lies in all of them. All white people, because they have that racism within them. Okay, I'm not gonna go in the comment. Let's go to the next one. All right, no lies detected. This is the next one. Oh my God, I did 3 videos. I didn't think I was gonna record, and they long. Okay, all of them. Okay, I thought that was Dr. Shola. Not 100 years, mind you, 100 generation, as they should. Okay, so let's listen to that. 1 minute and 29 seconds. I did see an article about this when this first came out, January 22nd. I let it pass, but when I saw that and I decided to put it on my list for me to talk about, and I could never find that article that says that.
Imagine a country bans you and all of your descendants for 100 generations.
I don't think it's implemented yet. I think it's like a bill they introduce and they're supposed to vote on it. Okay, it's a huge difference between 100 years and 100 generations. Imagine one person. Look at Betty, Queen Elizabeth. She died, 90 something, almost 100 years. Okay, so that would be one person. So they're saying 100 generation, which means children, okay, cannot come. So they will have to keep track of all of Trump's children, great grandkids and future to come of their reproduction, and say 100 of you will not be coming here. Generation, okay, so it's too different. Okay, years and generation. It might take, I don't know, maybe 1,000 years. I don't know. Let's listen.
Like, bitch, you know how much someone has to dislike you to ban you and all of your for 100 generations, you might as well just say it until Jehovah come back. You might as well say it until the rapture. Don't nobody connected you. Bring your motherfucking monkey ass over here to my place. That's what you could have said. 100 generations, I get it, because they're a lot. But that was... So the girls over there in Greenland, they read. I got any followers from Greenland? Y'all be reading like that? What they be eating over there? Have y'all watched that new show where Jude Law is playing the Pope? There's a weird scene where he was asking someone from Greenland about Greenland and talking about... He was essentially disparaging Greenland, and I'm just like, the way these writers be having the vision to know how white supremacy is going to manifest... White supremacy be popping up like Moonra out of the motherfucking goddamn be Thundercats, bitch.
Thundercats.
100 years is crazy, bitch.
Where he's saying that the movies are, like they have a vision. They're telling us. I've been telling you guys with, what is it? Angry Bird. What was the other two movies? Olympus is falling and London something is falling. All of this. It's being played. The only difference with the Olympus falling and the one with the London version is that the UK already has its population in a box. They already have their people in position of decision making. So they are okay in the UK. Whenever there is a shift, the people in every basis already adjust themselves to reconnect and make sure the people remain in that box. So the thing is that, like I said, with with the what do you call this, Project 2025, the UK voted, in my humble opinion, the UK voted how to implement it in the US, because the US was the only country that keep on stopping them from going worldwide to spread their nonsense without any punishment. So they wrote the plan, Project 25, for the Trump administration to implement it. African Americans saw it. They read it. I didn't read all of it, but I was aware of it. It wasn't good. Different people coming out telling the rest of the population, this is what's in store. But instead, they go into rallies, laughing and chanting, pointing fingers at minorities and all of that. That was the Angry Bird. While you partying, they're taking your eggs away from you. Okay? So they do tell us. They the one who's writing it. They're letting us know. Okay, so this is the last one. This has nothing to do with politics. I think it has to do with tennis. Unfortunately, I cannot play it properly. Okay. You see? She didn't even want to shake her hand and then start arguing. All right, so let me pause that. White women hate losing to confident black women. It makes them feel threatened. That's because black women have been traditionally marginalized. They were enslaved for centuries, beaten, tortured, raped, lynched. They stole their breast milk and children from them. Naomi Osaka and Savannah Kirsty had some words at the net after their match at the Australian Open. Okay, let's listen to this. I'm not going to rewind it because I can't even share the thing properly. The only thing with this, because I know she had some mental issues, I hope she recognizes what's going on worldwide. This is a way to intimidate her, to get her back to that mental stage. Okay? I wish her well. She needs to stay strong because these people are not gonna put the red carpet for you freely. You have to show your place. Walk on the red carpet yourself. You do belong where you are. All right? Pretty much what I mean by red carpet is that she has to fight to win the game. Okay? They're not gonna stop and let you win. Because she is that good. and they can't beat her, so they're gonna try to intimidate her for her to tap into her mental instability or whatever she had gone through, I think in 2021. So she needs to remain strong, and whenever she's on the court, and do her best. So they're trying to destabilize her so they could win. So it's like a mind game that's being played, and she needs to stay strong. Not just her, pretty much, not just Naomi, other black players as well. So that's that. I'm not even gonna go in the comments, okay? I put it, you could pause and read whatever's there. All right, so that's it. Let's do a prayer for foot soldiers. Prayer for foot soldiers. These were some prayers I used to say in the past. When I started seeing some stuff that were happening. I didn't know it was gonna come this way. I have a video where I said the storm is coming. I don't know what the storm was, but it seems like, I don't know, it probably will still get worse. Can I see this? Okay, a soldier's prayer. When I put on my uniform, Lord, please help me be a soldier who's committed to life and liberty. As I pray for this great nation and for every soul's salvation, please equip me. Lord, pray to fight the good fight every day. Give our leaders wisdom. Lord, if war becomes a must, may they only choose to fight for a cause that's just. When the day is over, Lord, most of all, I pray that you will keep in perfect peace your servant in harm's way. Amen. This prayer should have been the one that I did with Harry. But anyway, so I record everything that I had on my list and more. So please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. I have another set of lists. This is with ISO Speed, who was still in Africa. I'm just tired right now. It's 7:25. I'm tired. I've been recording since 5. So maybe another time. And I have more videos about Haiti another time. I think I still have some Haitian videos scheduled, because I did tell you every Wednesday. So I have 2. I'm okay for now. But right now I'm tired. I don't feel like recording anymore. All right. So that is it. Thank you for watching. And don't forget to check PYTE. I have some other videos there. Okay. Thank you for watching. And thank you for your support.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. You are all in this together. And if I may speak personally, we are all in this together. Because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.